Okay, I think we're good now. No more false starts,
No
Murphy.
more.
Easy.
Don't let it happen again.
Hey, Tighter Raider.
Is there 2 F's in coffee? Yes, right?
Yeah.
2 F's, 2 E's?
Yeah.
Yes.
And a C and an O.
What's up, resplendent Raider?
Oh, it's a big word for Elmo.
He said all this really feels different, and I'm here for it. I love that guy.
Yeah.
Oh, my
Hey,
gosh.
John B. Raider. That's right. Start the day off with some RFR, man. That's
Hell
right.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
We'll try not to let you down. But no promises.
That's right. What's up, Ron?
All right, here we go. Episode number 404 of Raiders Fan Radio.
What's up, guys? It's Rich Incognito, Las Vegas Raiders. I'm here at Raiders Fan Radio. Let's go, Raiders.
Hey, it's Mike Garafolo, NFL Network here in the home office, and you are listening to the Raiders Fan Radio podcast, taking that lighter journey into the dark side with Murf, Swag Jeff, and Michelle. She's got great hair. It's a little pink, it's a little purple, whatever it is. I'll tell you what, if I could grow it, I would sign up for that color today. So listen to her and the entire crew as they give you all the information on the Raiders on the podcast that benefits the One Nation Foundation. It's a great cause. It's a great pod. Tune in, turn it up. Here it comes. All that Raiders info and takes coming at you right now.
Jackpot, baby. Raiders Fan Radio.
Oakland, LA, Oakland, Vegas, Raider Nation, wherever, forever. You got your old Uncle Mosh and Raiders Fan Radio from Murf's Man Cave, taking a lighter journey into the dark side. Sit back, put your feet up, pop a top, and enjoy the ride. Here we go!
Look left, look right, Bolitnikov, a leaping pass, touchdown!
We miss you, we love you, and we'll see you in the Hall of Fame.
When you have great coaches, then after you have great coaches, you get great players. You have a great organization, and you tell them one thing: just win, baby.
Way up the middle, intercepted Filipiano at the 50, time running down. Oakland football, and I think Oakland victory.
The Oakland Raiders have scored on the most zany, unbelievable, absolutely impossible dream of a play.
Well, I love this team. I think this team can win. I think this team can win.
You are listening live to Raiders Fan Radio. Take it away, guys.
Why, thank you, Brett Musburger. What is up, Raider Nation? Your buddy Murf back once again for what we trust will be a fantastic episode of Raiders Fan Radio. Episode number 404 of Raiders Fan Radio, coming to you live from Murf's Fan Cave, where we are today going to celebrate the beginning of the great, not the beginning of the great history, but the beginning of our championship history for your Oakland, Los Angeles, Las Vegas Raiders and celebrate Super Bowl 11.
Let's go.
Yes, absolutely. And so thank you for all of those of you that are joining us live to do that. We're going to get to that watch here coming up in just a minute. But before we do that, I want to thank everybody that's joining us live tonight in the chat room. I appreciate everyone at youtube.com/Raiders Fan Radio, where you can find us every Wednesday at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, except for Super Bowl Sunday, where we do an annual Super Bowl show, and we don't have to protest this year.
Yeah.
We sure don't.
Sure don't, because there's no
good.
Chiefs, no Niners. Like, this is nice, man. So we've got Ron the Mater Raiders in there. I don't have my other glasses on. For those of you on the audio podcast, I have my stupid sunglasses on because I tried to pull off the Al Davis look, and I don't have any hair, so I can't pompadour it, but I went with the white turtleneck.
Man,
and then
I was really hoping you were going to have a wig. That would have been.
oh my gosh.
That would have been
I
cool.
wish I would, yeah.
Yeah, we're going to get you one.
Next time. Put a pin in it.
yeah.
But,
Well, next time we're going to be in the Super
Right,
Bowl.
which is more reason for you to have that wig.
TN Raider Man is in there. Mart is in there. Ron the Mater Raider. Robert Pena. Resplendent Raider is in there. We appreciate you all very, very much. Let's see. Greg is in there. TN Raider Man says, do you guys think the powers that be told Kubiak that it didn't matter what they had to say, what they had to pay, they would get whatever staff you would want from Seattle? Probably.
Yeah.
That would be my guess. Yeah. Don't see any reason why not.
There you go.
You're going to set this guy up to be the coach of your football team for the next, hopefully, 20 years. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, get him who he's got to get. Anyways, I appreciate you all in there. Thank you for joining us in the chat. And you can also join us on the audio version of this podcast, where you can find us at Raiders Fan Radio. Just search any podcast service like Spotify. Where else are we? We're at Pandora. We're on
Amazon Music.
Amazon Music, iHeartRadio. We're all over the place.
We're everywhere.
Just type it in. Apple, of course, Apple and Google. So just type it in there. Just type in Raiders Fan Radio. Ask your
We
internet.
might be hiding in your closet. We could be anywhere.
We might be in your house.
Look behind
right
you.
now.
The call's coming from
Move
inside
the
the
shower
house.
curtain when you go to the bathroom because we might be in there.
That's right.
And no one hides around a corner better than my best friend and yours. He's the man that adorns the right side dungeon of the Murf's Man Cave studio. Give it up for my best friend and yours. He is Swag Jeff.
It's Style and Profile.
What up, Swaggo?
Oh my gosh, man. I'm fired. It's Sunday morning. We're here together, man. It's a great day. And Michelle, you were talking about it, just the sun was shining this
it's
morning.
nice,
It
yeah.
was
Nice
just,
out.
you
It's
know,
nice out.
and we don't have to worry about the Chiefs winning a Super Bowl, the Niners, the Broncos, the Steelers, anything like that. It's just, you know, I got wings marinating at the house and I'm just kicking back. I'm about to put on my apron when I get home and start mixing it up, doing my thing, man. It's a great day.
Right on, bro.
It's a great day, man. It's a great day. So
same, bro. I'm just saying, as soon as we get done with the show,
Yeah.
I'm going right up and starting on the wings, man.
well, heck yeah, man.
absolutely.
Absolutely. So TN Raider Man in there said, hey, Swag, how's your mic smell? Which it smells like dipping candy canes there, TN Raider Man, because Santa was here, and if you missed last week's show or Wednesday's show, I guess, not even last week, but yeah, we were graced with the presence of Uncle Mosh.
That's right.
And good show, guys.
Yeah,
Thank
it was a
you.
great
Thank you. It was
show.
fun. It was fun getting Mosh in here, man.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
man. Yeah,
absolutely.
and he had some problems.
He's always got
Few.
problems.
He's always
Yeah.
got a few problems
always
with
got
what's going on, but he tried to stay positive and all that, and and he's trying to.
You got mad at me for not being more positive.
I'm telling you,
But
man.
he gets mad at me for all
You
kinds
know,
of shit.
and some people got problems with that.
Well,
What,
You know,
what?
about you being a little more
Oh.
level-headed.
Yeah, I've caught
know,
a lot
I
of.
feel like they're
including
just
me.
worried about you. I feel like a lot of it is just
Oh
concern.
my gosh,
Yeah,
yeah.
no.
Mo was on Twitter. Mo
Yeah.
Moten, for those of you from Silver and Black today, he's concerned
Yeah,
about
he
you.
was doing a wellness check. Like,
No doubt.
Well, just like I told Mosh, man, it's like I'm not encouraged, not positive. I'm obviously a man, and this Raider thing doesn't go anywhere in my life. It stays right where it's at and will remain where it's always been. But that said, I'm just protecting my own expectations because I just have this last one, man. I'm telling you, it just beat me up. This
Yeah.
season, this last year, Michelle, it just absolutely beat me up to the point where I'm like, I'm not going into this. I'm not going to pump myself up anymore. I'll wait till I see it. I'll be excited for it. I am excited for it. I'm excited for the potential. But these things haven't been done. And this is why I put out a tweet the other day. And after this, please introduce Michelle.
Yeah, I will.
But it was like, we haven't. hired Clint Kubiak yet.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't gotten into free agency and built up the offensive line and the defensive positions yet. We haven't drafted Fernando Mendoza yet. You know what I mean? We don't know what the status of Max Crosby is at this point. It's like once all that shit plays out, then I'll have a completely different attitude about it. And it's like, and I understand that everything's lining up to look and go in that way, but it still hasn't happened yet. And there's so much, I hate to use the term PTSD because it's a sensitive term with a real life implications, but like in terms of fandom though, the Raiders have just dinged me one too many times, man. I just can't, until I see it, I don't want to hear about it. I want to see it. Once I see it, then I'll feel much better about it.
Yeah, no, yeah, you said it all. You said it all. So,
Well, then don't say anything.
Well, but you know what I feel good about? Is sitting over here across from me is the one and only, the lovely Michelle Swag.
What's up, Michelle?
Hey. No, but literally, I'm in the same boat as you. Also, I have my sunnies on because
you're cool. When you're cool, the sun's
Super Bowl
always
Sunday,
shining.
the sun's always shining. Future's looking bright.
Oh, yes, you did. Shout out Timbuktu.
I did. I mean, shout
No,
it out.
was it Timbuk?
Oh,
Timbuk 1? Timbuk 3?
Three.
Timbuk 3.
Three.
Timbuk 3.
Yeah.
I was going to say Houston Raider Steve because that's what he always says.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
But also, these are way too dark, so I've got to take them off so I can actually see you guys, see your faces. But no, I'm right there with you. I teeter. I'm on this pendulum. I feel like Miley Cyrus in Wrecking Ball. Like I'm like happy, I'm excited, and then I remember that nothing is set in stone. And there have been a few times, like you said, they've dinged one too many times in a row. Like it's like you're just getting 1-2 punched 55 times. So yeah,
Ever since John Gruden's email scenario,
oh god,
it's been downhill ever since then.
Ever since, yeah. And I am excited and a little hopeful, but I will not be too excited until Kubiak is signed, until Mendoza's drafted, and they put things in place to protect him when he starts. So I check in May. Let's see how I'm feeling in May.
Yes.
Maybe I'll be all in.
Headed
and I'll
into
put my clown nose on. But I have tempered my expectations. I have to, because I've made an ass of myself way too many times on this show, going all in, and I'm not going to do that. And then I'm going to be sad if I don't, because what if then everything works out and I didn't believe from the beginning? Then I'm going to be pissed at myself.
Yep.
Well,
you're
oh
gonna
my
have
God, I
Swag
don't know
over
what
here
to do.
sitting in the corner going, "See, I told you guys."
Told you guys.
No, I've made an ass of myself on this show, but I will continue to do that because I'm fired up, man.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, I'm fired up, man.
Do your thing.
Yeah.
And no one's going to
man.
tell
Yeah.
anybody how to fan or anything else like that, man. For any of you that are already getting in your Raider feels about what's the changes and potential changes and all that, like, I don't blame you a bit, man. Have at it. Like, you never know. No one around here is ever going to poo-poo your excitement.
And
man.
you know, let's be honest, you've not been punched as many times.
That is
That's-
true.
So
That's very true.
we're
Yeah.
feeling a little like Rocky over here.
Oh,
you know,
man,
just,
absolutely,
just knots
yeah.
all on our faces. But
I mean,
So-
I've never celebrated a championship
Well, that's
with
true.
any sport that I've ever been a part of. So, you know,
so you're
I'm-
the problem.
Well, you're the problem.
Yeah, man, it's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me.
Quit, we just got rid of her ass. Don't start with
No,
I
that.
know,
God,
right?
Really?
I know,
Why
right?
would you bring her up on Super Bowl Sunday?
Well, you know, because everyone needs to. I mean, we've had Taylor Swift
Thanks for
on all
punching us
the.
again.
Well, there you go. There you go. I learned from Murf. He tends to do that sometimes.
Oh, my God.
Who learned from Mosh? So y'all
There you go.
got
Absolutely.
it honest. You got it honest.
That's it. All right, Swag Jeff, tell us. We always, at the beginning of the show, we take
Yes.
our episode number, which in this case is 404. No error.
No
Although we
error
did have a
today.
little false start when I forgot to name the show correctly and
Yeah.
had to stop it and restart it.
Oh,
and all that.
yeah.
So thanks to everybody, all 49 of you that are in the chat room there, that are joining us after that incident. We'll call it after that cyber incident is what we'll call it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, episode number 404, and you tie it to something significant within Raider Nation. And Jeff, who do we have tonight?
Absolutely. Well, for this one, we are going back.
How far are you going back?
Way back.
And it goes a little something like this.
We are going back to October 19th, 1969.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay,
with
Hell
hold on,
yeah.
okay.
Oh.
69 dudes. Strange things are afoot at the Circle K.
Whoa.
Yeah, man.
Shout out Socrates.
Oh, so crazy. Yeah. Wise.
Where was I going with this? Oh yeah, where are we going?
No, I
don't
thought
know.
you were. I think he's supposed to go.
Yeah.
Well,
a little something like this.
interrupted me, so I figured
1969. No,
figured you had something.
1969, and then Michelle did the
sorry.
Bill
Yeah,
and Ted.
because you said okay.
No, no. Because I want
Completely derailing my episode number, but it's okay.
That was on me. My bad.
I am my uncle's nephew.
You are.
So, no, because I wanted to kind of play along. So in October of 1969, I'm trying to think about the significant moment that's getting ready to happen here. I think, is this like AFL championship?
Well, it may be an
Or was that
AFL championship
67?
season. Yeah.
Did we lose in 69 to the Jets? I think so. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
No,
Go ahead.
it's okay. No, it's okay. 1969, stickball was invented. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No,
Tell me about the Queen, Jeff.
No, the Raiders beat the Bills 50-21
Ooh, my
on
gosh.
October 19, 1969, improving to 5-0-1 on the season. But that game, the Raiders tallied 404 yards.
Oh, nicely done.
Well, yeah. Yeah, it was a good day.
Got a boy, Swaggo.
Yeah, man.
All right, go ahead and hit some contact information, and then let's do a little rewatch.
Okay.
Oh, I got to turn it up.
Woo!
bad.
Hey, Raider Nation, you got your old Uncle Mosh here with an updated contact info. So sit up, zip up, shut up, and pay attention. You can call us at 909-345-3346, or as Murf would say it, 909-345-3346. How about emailing me? You want to email me? Email me at show@RaidersFanRadio.com. Or what about reaching out to us on some of that social media stuff Swaggy likes? Try Facebook at Raiders Fan Radio Podcast, the Twit at Twitter at Raiders Fan Radio, Insta something, Instagram at Raiders Fan Radio, the tiki-tiki-taki-tok, TikTok at Raiders Fan Radio. Or what about the Twitch? Some of you out there twitching it. Anyway,
cow.
Twitch at Raiders Fan Radio. Or if you don't like that, go to the YouTube. America, go to the YouTube. YouTube.com/Raiders Fan Radio. Oh my God, if that wasn't enough, go to your podcast provider and search Raiders Fan Radio. Holy crap, that was a lot.
Good.
That was-
Nice, how nicely done.
You didn't even look over here.
I know. I wasn't
No,
looking
I was-
either.
Man, you
I
guys,
was-
yeah,
I
we're
was
just,
on it.
this shit's on
Heck
autopilot,
Heck
man.
yeah, man, absolutely.
Holy cow.
Well, and we're able to remain on autopilot because of the amazing support that we get from our listening audience, including our buddy Intel that just dropped a $100 donation.
Intel, thank you.
Bro.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much,
Wow.
Intel. 100% of that money, as you know, is going to go to the One Nation Foundation, where we support Raiders-related charities, mainly the Bolitnikoffs and the work that they're doing with young women at risk of domestic violence and substance abuse, and then also the good folks at Raider Dad. Ooh, I meant to tell you.
Okay.
We need to hit our guy up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We need to
definitely.
hit that guy up.
Definitely.
Because we're getting ready to also support Raider Dad.
Absolutely.
And they are, we just support them, are taking underprivileged kids that don't normally have the chance to go to a Raider game, taking them to Raider games, and not only taking them to the game, but providing them with a full tailgate experience.
It's incredible.
All the food
Yeah.
and all the merch and everything, and everybody, all the local businesses that come out and support them. It's a wonderful, wonderful event, and we'll be out there in August to celebrate that. And so anyways, that's where the money goes. Any of the super chats that we get in here, it all goes to the One Nation Foundation. So thank you, Intel, brother. That's very kind.
Yeah, it's so cool. No, I I echo what you said, man. You know, for us to be a part of Raider Dad and what they do, providing that full tailgate experience, and it's not just the One Nation Foundation that's there. You got Woodson Whiskey there. You got Pepsi there.
Not for the kids, though.
Well, you know, yeah. but you've got, you know, yeah, but that's for the adults.
Get these little suckers liquored up.
right.
Send them to Raiders.
Absolutely, yeah.
Let's show what it is to
need
be
a
a Raider.
nap.
Raise them right, raise them Raiders.
Raiders, man.
But yeah, but I mean, like Raising Cane's is out there, and Buffalo Wild Wings is out there. Silver and Black Sports Collectibles
Shout
is
out
out
Jay's
there.
Gourmet, man. Our buddy Jay.
Yes, man. Absolutely, man. Yeah, it's a great tailgate experience. If you're ever there for the preseason, we'd love to see you roll through. We'll be there and all that. So definitely check out Raider Dad for sure.
Shit.
What?
Look what he just did.
Dang.
Oh!
Oh.
Holy cow. Intel says then let's double it up with another $100 donation to the One Nation Foundation.
Dang,
Wow.
brother. Wow.
Wow. Yeah, much respect to you on Super Bowl Sunday, man. Sharing the love with Raider Nation. And yeah, man, wow.
That's incredible.
Incredible.
We could do an entire show just, trying to appreciate everyone's generosity. But when we see numbers come through like that, brother, like it robs me of words. I don't even, I mean, I thank you for believing in us and on what we do with our foundation and feeling that that's, worthy of donations like that. Like, thank you, man. Like that's amazing.
Unbelievable.
We appreciate you very, very much. And we've got some really cool stuff coming up with the foundation this year. And so to honor these donations, and even if you can't, donate monetarily, just a like, a subscribe, a thumbs up, anything helps the show because it generates advertising dollars. But yeah, anything direct that we get, whether that be for, people that go to our PayPal through the onenationfoundation.net page or super chats like this, any of that stuff, 100% of that just goes straight to the foundation. So thanks, man. We're looking forward to some cool stuff this year. We're gonna have some.
It's gonna be fun.
We'll hopefully have bigger numbers. That's our goal every year, is to keep this thing growing.
Yep.
And we do have some corporate sponsors that help us get there, but the collective of everyone, like our good buddy Intel there, like that's what really drives it. So thank you.
100%.
Thank you.
Yep. Thank you. And another thank you goes to our friends that present this show to you each and every week, and that of course is our friends at FanDuel.
Yeah,
so
shout out
man,
FanDuel.
yeah. So it's still playoff mode for one more week in the NFL. If you bet on other sports, we'll be hitting you up on some of that as well as we go throughout the course of the year. But yeah, so it's Super Bowl time, playoff mode time, and I gave you a parlay last week. Or 2 weeks, or no, it was last week. I gave it on the Twitter. You talked about it on the show on Wednesday.
Yes.
And of course, that is Kenneth Walker, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Ramondre Stevenson, and Trayvon Diggs. Anytime touchdowns for all four of those guys is a plus 2801. But if you don't like that, which I don't know why you wouldn't, I got another one for you this week.
Okay.
Yeah. So
All right.
So if you haven't put your bets in for the Super Bowl yet, there's still time, and I got a fresh one for you right here.
I'm going to play this today. I don't even know what you're going to say, but I'm telling you, because the last one, you had a 5-legger that hit.
Freaking hit.
And I'm like,
all
all right,
champ, man.
Now do it again.
Do it again. Absolutely, man. Do it again. So this one is this one's another banger, man.
I'm writing it down.
It's another banger. So we're gonna start off just like we started with the other parlay.
Okay.
We got Kenneth Walker, anytime touchdown.
All right.
You got Jackson Smith and Jigba,
Okay.
anytime touchdown. You got Hunter Henry,
Ooh.
anytime touchdown.
You know how I feel about Hunter Henry.
Yeah, I know, but we also know how Drake May feels about Hunter Henry.
Oh, that's true.
You know what I mean? And he's a red zone. He comes in
that's
clutch
right.
in the red
That's
zone.
right. Okay.
So anytime touchdown for Hunter Henry. And then watch Drake May running it himself for an anytime touchdown. That's a 4-leg parlay, but that is at a plus 4220, bro.
Wow.
4220.
Okay.
So yeah, so a $10 bet wins you $422 on the nose, man.
That's pretty
So,
sweet,
hey,
man.
That's honestly too. I don't want to say like that, but that's a highly probable.
Absolutely.
100%.
The only other
I
thing.
might have to come out of retirement.
Hey, for real.
Well, and like, in as much as I love that Drake May anytime, and I'm sure that's what drives up the odds a lot.
Right.
I also you could put Stephon Diggs is going to get looked at.
You could throw him in the mix there too.
You know what I mean? Or just swap it out, even if you want to keep it on a 4-legger. Like,
there you go.
But I think Diggs would be a good one to look at today too, man. But like
Agreed.
that, I love it, Jeff. And I wasn't thinking about Hunter Henry like that, but like, yeah, that's a good call, man. I
Yep,
like it.
100%.
I like it. I'm on it.
Yep.
I'm gonna probably bet it both ways. I'll do one with Diggs. And I'll do one with Meg.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Why not? Yeah, do
Why
it
not?
and do it responsibly, Murph, and only with our friends at FanDuel.
Oh, what? We call that shit. We call it segway.
We call that
We call that shit.
This is Raiders Fan Radio.
We
I'm
do
Brent
that
Musburger,
here, yes.
and I don't
We
care
call
who wins as long as it's the Raiders.
Oh my gosh, man.
Holy cow. So, hey, much respect in the chat to our boss.
Yeah.
Our boss, Justin Marmon, in there says, right on Michelle, the pessimism is very well deserved. Thanks for the laughs. Go Raiders with a $100 donation to One Nation Foundation.
Thank you.
Justin.
Holy
thank you, brother.
cow,
Wow.
man.
My
Dang.
gosh.
What a show this
We
is
raised
so
$300
far.
bucks already. It's
Oh,
not
my
even,
gosh.
It's freaking 11 o'clock.
Yeah, no doubt.
Shit, man.
No doubt. You guys are the best, man. Thank you,
Yeah.
Raider
Oh,
Nation.
thank you,
man.
Justin.
This
Thank
is
you,
incredible.
man.
Yeah.
Thank you, Justin, man. Wow, how kind, man. That's very, very awesome, man. Appreciate you. And so, yeah, the Raiders do deserve the pessimism. That's
Yeah,
like
they do.
with some of the people that that I have heard, not been many, but there's been a couple who'd be like, yeah, you should be this way about the Raiders, and I can't believe you're being so negative. I'm like, don't get mad at me.
Yeah.
Get mad at them. They're the ones that are sucking.
Yeah.
I didn't suck.
I didn't go 3-14.
I didn't do it. I ain't coaching these motherfuckers. Like, be mad at Pete Carroll. Don't be mad at me.
Yep.
Be mad at Geno Smith for flipping you off. I didn't flip you off.
Yeah.
I like you. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I like Raider. I like Raider fans.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it just yeah, man. So
Those
no.
clearly are people that were born yesterday. Like, there's no way they've gone through the shit that we've
Oh,
been
right,
through.
right,
Like,
right.
they-
Yes.
Goodness, I don't know how. I think you've talked about how some people check out, and I think that's how somebody would still have the level of optimism that a lot of people do, because they just checked out at some point and didn't
right.
stay in the trenches. That shit just descended into hell.
Yep.
So I just
Yep.
feel like maybe they checked out.
That's a
Yeah.
good point. That's a good point. Yeah, because when you're locked into it like we are, every freaking snap, every game, every press conference, everything.
Yep.
You know?
Well,
But
and if you end up with the first round pick,
come on.
it was bad,
Yep.
Right?
and they deserve to take some heat.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Hey, did you see the stat that said that if the Patriots win today,
Oh no.
this would be like only like the second or third team ever to win the Super Bowl, but lose to the team that has the number 1 overall pick.
Really?
Oh.
Ooh, that's a
100%.
good
Yep.
stat.
I think there was another one where the Patriots lost to the Colts or something like that. One, I think maybe the year that they
the Colts went into the Super Bowl like in 06?
no, but it was the Colts that had the first overall pick when they drafted Peyton. And so whoever won the Super Bowl that year, like maybe it was the Rams or something, or whoever it was, but lost to the Colts that year as well.
Okay.
So yes,
Interesting, man.
it's an
Wow.
interesting thing. So I
is
don't know if
good.
you can bet on that, but that's
I don't
You
know.
can bet
you know.
on anything.
Just
Out
about.
there
There's a lot of
For
prop
sure.
bets. Yeah.
For sure, yeah.
The other storyline I like today, even though I'm rooting for Clint Kubiak,
Uh-huh.
so I'm rooting for although it feels weird to root for the Seahawks, because I really like Vrabel. I
yeah.
love Mike Vrabel. And he would be the first ever person to win a Super Bowl as a player and a coach for the same organization.
Oh.
Yes.
I think that
That's
would
a
be
fun one.
And he'd be one of the very few that we've talked about, very few coaches that have won a Super Bowl in their second stop.
Oh.
Because there's a handful of those. There's there's Belichick and Belichick and Andy Reid are the two that people go to most.
Sure.
Because they're like, oh, it's happened a whole bunch. I'm like, yeah, but when you take those two guys out of it, it hadn't happened that much.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But so
100%.
he could become one of those too.
100%. And I'm curious to see because Mike Vrabel also won Coach of the Year this year.
His second one too.
His second one with 2 different teams. I wonder how many times that's
been.
happened.
Oh, jeez. I don't know.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's wild.
Vrabel's legit, man.
Yeah,
He's
I
legit.
like Vrabel. That's
love
exciting,
Vrabes.
but I think the Seahawks have to win, and that way that chapter's closed for Kubiak. Like
I've
I think
thought that same thing too,
closed it.
Michelle.
Yeah, I did it. Let's go. Yeah.
Yeah, because wouldn't it suck if it was like, we got a young team. We can run this same
gotta
squad
run it
back
back.
next year.
Run it back.
Yeah.
You know, Sam ain't
Yeah.
going anywhere. Like, look at all these young players. You just talked about 2 of them, Kenneth Walker and
Exactly.
Jackson. And
Yeah.
I mean, These guys are really good.
That's a lot to walk away from.
That's a lot to
because
walk
you
away
already
from.
have it. It's
Uh-huh.
established. Yeah.
You know, so I mean, if you're an aspiring head coach, I mean, if this is the time to jump, you're going to jump. So I mean, I think we're all
Yeah.
pretty confident. Well, we already know it's going to happen because Mike McDonald told us, or not Mike McDonald, but John Schneider told us, the GM of the Seahawks. So we know it's going to happen. But I'm still with you though on that. I don't even want there to be a little bit of a like
just back here.
Yeah.
No, totally.
Now win this damn thing and right on, because it's same. You could say the same thing with the Patriots too. Like they ain't going anywhere.
Right.
No. They're going to be right back in it next year too.
100%.
You know what I mean? You would
100%.
think anyways with their young team. You know, so I know you got older players like Stephon Diggs and something. I mean, there's a handful of Hunter Henry, as you mentioned. You know,
Sure.
but the core of their team, man. Shit, their quarterback.
Heck
He's
yeah,
23 years old.
100%.
I think he's going to be the 4th youngest QB. Is that right? To have started in the Super Bowl?
Really?
Yeah.
Because he's a little bit older than Marino was. And then there's a couple others, and I can't remember what they were, but he's he's right in it, man.
Right
as far as
there.
one of the youngest ever.
Interesting.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Anyway. All right. So let's, we've talked about the modern day Super Bowl.
Yes.
Now let's transition and let's talk about one of our 3 favorite Super Bowls. And it's the one that, as I mentioned earlier, kicked off the championship legacy of your then Oakland Raiders. And so we're going to rewatch the NFL Films broadcast of Super Bowl 11. This is awesome, man. It's got Bill King going, the longtime play-by-play announcer, not only for the Raiders, but he used to do the Warriors. He did the A's. This guy was like the voice of my childhood, man, growing up. And so you get the wonderful Bill King, the amazing narration, of course, and then just seeing these, like, I got the Freddie Biletnikoff jersey over here behind me, and just getting to see Freddie in action and Phil Villapiano in action, obviously Stabler, and you see that nasty defense and the Soul Patrol and Old Man Willie, and just like, it gives me chills, man. Just even think. So I love this tradition that we have of rewatching Super Bowls. Last year we did Black Sunday.
Yep.
And so this year we're going to go back and do Super Bowl 11. Honor the great John Madden. Like, there's just so many wonderful things about this. So they're quick little watches, man. They're only about 20 minutes. So I hope you guys like this. We're just going to watch it along with you, and then we'll talk about it a little bit, and then we are going to get into the modern day Raiders. We've got some other things to get to after we watch this. We don't have any Sea of Fans today, so we don't have any voicemails or emails to get to. So we're just going to cover some of the latest stories that came out during Super Bowl week. But before that, as I mentioned, we will get to this viewing of Super Bowl 11. So enjoy. Here you go. Ready? Well, 3, 2, 1. Ready?
Oh, I love that sound.
Great sound.
Nothing better than a breakfast beer.
From the Rose Bowl Stadium in Pasadena, California, it is Super Bowl 11. This is Bill King with a welcome. Everything in the United States, everything really in a sports sense in the world, is zeroed in, focused today here in the canyon at Arroyo Seco. This 11th Super Bowl will be viewed in 41 nations around the world.
Desde el Tazón de las Rosas en Pasadena, California, los Raiders de Oakland y Vikingos de Minnesota se enfrentan en el Super Tazón número 11.
Les Raiders d'Oakland, champions de la conférence américaine, et les Vikings du Minnesota, champions de la conférence nationale.
対戦いたしますのは AFC 代表オークランドレイダーズ。
C'est la confrontation tant attendue entre Francis Tarkenton des Vikings et Ken Stabler des Raiders.
As my leader, Curtis Cowboy Gowdy out of Cheyenne, Wyoming, and Jeff and Hazel's baby boy sit at the foot of the San Gabriel Mountains, rising a little over a mile, the snow-covered mountains, and the fall foliage is drifting slowly down to the base of this Rose Bowl here in Pasadena. We are about to bring to you the 11th Super Sunday Super Bowl.
Just a bunch of doves in a box. I love the drums. The great John Facenda.
That's right.
Best ever to do it. Right?
Lord,
Yes, absolutely.
That Sam Spence music, man, it's just like, love it. And just the way NFL films, the genius of Steve Sable with all the shots and everything, it's amazing, man.
Yep.
It's just so cinematic.
It's cinematic.
You know, for a highlight
Yes,
reel, you know?
Yeah.
I hate this kid.
Super
Kids
Bowl
always bug me.
11 offered a classic conflict. Pro football's two most successful teams in a final struggle for the most treasured victory in the game. Neither the Raiders nor the Vikings had ever won a Super Bowl. But over the last 10 years, they have been the most consistent winners in the National Football League. The Raiders, a team built by Al Davis and coached by John Madden, have won divisional titles in 9 of the last 10 years. The Vikings, coached by Bud Grant, have played in more Super Bowls than any team in history. In the opening minutes of the game, both teams probed and tested one another, piecing together bits of strategy in search of a successful pattern.
Casper.
Yep.
Hands, man. No gloves. Sistrunk, man, that's a big man to be flying around like that.
Yeah, man.
The contest was a standoff until late in the first quarter, when the Raiders were forced to punt.
One man behind the line of scrimmage on the rush. Here comes the kick. It is blocked. It's blocked by Fred McNeil. It's loose on the 5-yard line. Running after the Minnesota.
All right.
They down it on the
They're right
Raiders'
underneath
2-yard
them.
line. First and goal to go. The first big break in the football game. And Raymond Guy has suffered his first block punt in a 4-year pro career.
It was a golden opportunity for Minnesota. But the Vikings, just 1 yard from the goal line, never got there.
That front seven was just nasty.
Oh, my gosh.
Brent McClanahan fumbled.
There's Phil in there.
Willie Hall, number 39, recovered the ball for Oakland.
Attaboy, Villapiano. Yeah, sit down, kid.
The Vikings lost the initiative. Now the Raiders would seize it. Oakland launched its counterattack with a play that would be a harbinger of bad times for Minnesota. Clarence Davis ran left for a 35-yard gain. Quarterback Ken Stabler moved the Raiders across midfield with 2 passes
Look
to
at him,
Dave
so cool,
Casper,
man.
Oakland's leading receiver in 1976.
Guy barreling down
Casper
on
was once
Absolutely.
an offensive tackle for Notre Dame. Now, as a tight end, he is the power gear in Oakland's freewheeling pass offense.
Can't arm tackle Casper.
Casper's second reception put the Raiders in position for the first score of the game.
Field goal. Snap. Spot. Kick on the way. That one's good. And the Raiders.
Madden gets about a half inch of air there.
Yeah, he did. He was fired up about that field goal.
You could
The Raiders
almost
had
see
marched
it under his
90
feet.
yards in 12 plays. Although they were stopped short of a touchdown, they had moved smartly
Upshaw,
through
man.
every avenue of their game plan.
Both badass
The
looking
next
dude in
time
the
they had the ball, they
No
would take the
doubt.
same road. Only this time, it would lead them to the land of 6. When the Raiders regained possession of the ball, they continued to run to their left. This strategy succeeded because of Oakland's ability to dominate the right side of the Viking defense, which consists of Alan Page, Jim Marshall, and number 58 corner linebacker Wally Hilgenberg. Guard Gene Upshaw pushed Page to the inside. Tackle Art Shell shoved Marshall to the outside.
He loves me, Art Shell.
Oh, your best friend.
And when Hilgenberg came up to fill the hole, he was removed by Mark Van Eegen.
That's it. That Vikings defensive line was one of the greatest of all time.
Yes.
Clarence
And
Davis,
our Hall
number
of Famers
28,
just
gained
eliminated
137 yards in the Super Bowl.
Get Freddie out there
105 of
Hey, look
them
at him
came
go.
on variations of this play. The secret of its success was not only the powerful blocking of Upshaw and Shell, but also the blocking of running back Mark Van Eegen, who neutralized the corner linebacker and gave Davis room to run. Hilgenberg has been a linebacker in the NFL for 13 years. But in spite of his experience and skill, he could not avoid the battering blocks of Van Eegen.
Van Egen's way underrated.
During the
100%.
regular season, Van Eegen had gained twice as much yardage as
He's
Davis.
high up there on the all-time
but in this
rushing list
Super
as a
Bowl, he was
fullback.
more
Yeah.
valuable to his team as a blocker.
Yeah, like you're saying, like he didn't even run the ball hardly in this game.
With Van Eegen hitting out on Minnesota's corner linebackers, the other Oakland running backs were able to turn upfield for solid gains. 3 carries by Carl Garrett, number 31, moved the Raiders to the Viking 6. With Minnesota expecting another run, Stabler surprised them with a perfectly thrown sideline pass to Fred Biletnikoff,
There you
who
go,
touched
Freddie.
down at the 1-yard line.
Frank just looks
On the
back
next
at him.
play, the Raiders
doing down
resumed
there?
their
Yep.
attack on Minnesota's right side. But instead of plowing through it, they sailed over it on an easy pass from Ken Stabler to Dave Casper.
Wide open.
Holy Toledo! The Oakland line is just wiping out Minnesota's front. Already, Bill, on that left side, they're going to Marshall and Hilgenberg, 2 older players, not very big and seemingly not very strong in the early going.
With 5 minutes to play in the second period, the Raiders marched to their second touchdown. The key play in this drive was a 17-yard pass to Fred Biletnikoff.
Biletnikoff.
Man, he almost had 2 touchdowns in that game, too. 2 of them down at the 1-yard line.
Back by the master of his position, Fred Biletnikoff, first and goal on the half-yard line. Here's the power formation right side. Hand off to Banaszak. He powers over.
Oh, he got 2 inches of air on that one.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, you can see under his feet.
Joshua Heifetz never played a
God lifted
violin
him
with
for
more
all of this.
dexterity than Kenny Stabler is playing the Minnesota Viking defense this afternoon in the Rose Bowl Stadium in Pasadena.
The Raiders' domination of the first half was reflected not only in the score, but also in the man-to-man matchups that, as much as any one thing, often decide the outcome of a game.
Hands in the face.
A little bit.
Look at that. Oh, yeah, Matejzak's still getting through him.
A big reason for the success of Oakland's running game was the way Art Shell, number 78, consistently eliminated Jim Marshall. Shell was so overpowering that Marshall did not make a tackle the whole game. Center Dave Dalby engaged middle linebacker Jeff Seaman, number 50, in another matchup that often ended in Oakland's favor. Dalby disrupted Seaman's angle of pursuit. Then shoved him into the backwash of Oakland's turning ground attack. While Dalby and Shell won their battles at the scrimmage line, Fred Biletnikoff was winning another in the open field of the secondary. Nate Wright, number 43, had been given the unenviable task of trying to cover Biletnikoff. As
That his
might
third
be
that he
expected,
caught at the 1-yard line?
he did not fare
Like
well.
that was the other one.
Oh, was that the
Both
other
of
one?
Oakland's touchdowns were set up by passes to Biletnikoff.
Yeah, see, that's
Okay, okay.
Freddie just looks disheveled.
The most dangerous
Oh, yeah.
receiver
All torn
in
up.
Minnesota's
Yeah,
passing
man.
attack
Uniform
is Sammy
and all that
White,
stick
number
up and everything.
85. White led
Draggly
the
long hair out of the
NFC with
back,
10
you know?
touchdown catches. But Skip Thomas, number 26, guarded White so closely that he did not catch a single pass in the first half.
Look at that. Like
Get
it's
out of
nothing.
here.
That shit out of
Get out of here.
The Raiders used not one man, but 11 to stop Minnesota's mighty running back Chuck Foreman, number 44. Viking fans had hoped to see some of the magic Foreman had displayed all season when he led Minnesota in rushing, receiving, and touchdowns. But today, there was only one moment of magic, and that was this catch and run that gained 26 yards.
Jeez, where's the ball discipline?
Yeah, right.
Carrying that thing like a loaf of bread.
Come on, Phil.
He's got Atkinson there to clean up. Atkinson and
It
Tatum.
was Foreman's only escape from the clutches of John Madden's determined defenders, who permitted him only 42 yards rushing for the entire game.
Oh, Monty Johnson.
With Foreman unable to run with the ball and White unable to catch it, Minnesota's offense was on the verge of extinction. In the third quarter, the Vikings fell further behind. A Raider field goal made it 19-0. If there was fire in the ashes of the Vikings' hopes, quarterback Fran Tarkington was now the only person who could change the flicker to a flame. Throwing passes on almost every play, Tarkington moved his team 68 yards in 13 plays to their first touchdown of the game.
Oh, whatever.
Chuck Foreman and Ahmad Rashad, number 28, made key receptions in the drive. Sammy White made his first catch of the day, and it was good for a touchdown.
Touchdown, Sammy White! The Vikes are on the board with 47 seconds left to go in the first period.
The touchdown roused the Viking defense. For the first time in the game, Stabler lost yardage.
Big run, Barry back at the 27-yard line, they got a pay. The first quarterback sack of the afternoon for the Purple Gang.
As the final period began, Tarkington resumed his passing attack. But this time, the Raiders were ready. And plays that had worked earlier were no good at all now.
Ooh, man.
Without a
Almost a
running
big boy
attack
interception.
and needing 2 touchdowns to win,
Almost a
Tarkington
thick
had to
six.
pass
Yeah,
against a
man.
defense that had no reason to play him honest.
He's just drunk, man. Love that guy.
The Raiders' rush, though formidable,
Look at these
posed
down there
no
talking to him.
unusual problem for Tarkington.
You doing it right down there, friend?
The real dangers lurked in the secondary.
Come on.
Back to pass goes
Uh-oh.
Tarkington. He's going
Uh-oh.
down the middle, and White makes the catch. Screamed and holds on to the football, losing the helmet. Chin strap flying one way, helmet the other.
And just stand over top of him.
Throws his hands down.
With
There's
4
Phil.
linebackers and 4 defensive backs, the Raiders surrounded and terrorized Tarkington's receivers.
Rest in peace, George, man.
No doubt.
Get him, Phil. Come on, Phil. Where's that angle pursuit, Phil? George is like, I got him. Look at even old man Willie getting in the mix.
Yep.
This is my favorite shot right here, the whole thing coming up. This one.
Oakland eliminated Tarkington's targets, narrowed his field of fire, and finally proved the undoing of everything he had hoped to accomplish.
Back to pass on third. The rush by Hendricks peels him out of there to the left. He's backpedaling and throwing. Intercepted by Willie Hall at the 30. Back to the 40. Runs into traffic. Raider football. He's brought down at the 46-yard line.
The Raiders now had a choice of two plans. They could fence and parry to protect their lead, or they could attack to destroy and demolish.
There you go, Freddie.
A 48-yard pass to Fred Biletnikoff put the Raiders 2 yards away from a touchdown that would end the competitive phase of Super Bowl 11.
Here's the snap. Give the ball to Banaszak. He powers over. Touchdown Raiders.
I'm so glad he still got the MVP.
Me too.
Because that's a good call out, dude. It was
almost 3 tutties.
Yeah, 3 yards away from 3 touchdowns.
Yep.
From ear to ear, he looks like a slit watermelon.
That's the best.
The Vikings trailed by 19 points, and the remaining 7 minutes of the game became a despairing, hopeless quest for a goal they knew they would never reach.
That was tough. Oh, sad.
Francis back to pass.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
There we go.
It's going to be a touchdown. Willie Murf. 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 30, 25.
Old man Willie. He's going all the way.
Someone tighten his helmet up.
I know, right?
Let the fly out.
His helmet sticker's almost coming off. You know?
Yeah.
After winning more games than any team in the NFL over the last 14 years, the Raiders proved to the whole world something their fans had known for a long, long time.
There he is.
Show that kid again.
Come here, give me a kiss. Come here.
A Super Bowl victory for the Oakland Raiders. A victory won not only for this season, but for seasons past. A victory that set a magnificent crown on the Oakland Raiders' unrivaled 14-year reign as football's winningest team.
Love it. That joy on that man's face, man.
No doubt.
I want to feel that joy.
Right? All right, there it is, Super Bowl 11. So one of the things that like kind of jumps out at me, guys, just initial first thoughts on watching this is that like let's talk about how Freddie looks kind of disheveled. Old man Willie there with his helmet sticker coming out. It was like the NFL nowadays is so polished.
Yeah.
Watching that version of the NFL when it was just gritty and grimy and it was like just spit and blood and stick 'em and just everywhere. You know what I mean? And like somebody in there, I was trying to keep up a little bit with the chat. Somebody had said about on that Tatum hit about how that would be a flag today. And yeah, you're right. And I think that's some of the things that, like, as an older fan, some of the things I do lament and miss a little bit is some of that, listen, the NFL is still violent. It's still tough. I'm not taking anything away from the modern day players, but there was just something just like the hands to the face and the face mask, like on our guys.
Yeah.
And they're just letting them play. Like there is no flags coming out for that. So I do kind of miss that version of the NFL a little bit, Michelle.
Yeah, it's interesting watching that. It's funny because watching it, you literally, and obviously the production, the music, like it just really draws you in. Like you're watching, we know how it ends,
right?
But
Yeah.
You like get sucked into watching it, and you're just like, what's gonna happen next? Even though you already know. But yeah, it almost feels like the NFL is not as real as it was then. Like it just feels, I don't know, polished is probably the best word that you used. And yeah, I still love it, don't get me wrong, but yeah, that just felt grittier and dirtier, and just, I don't know, it just felt more like football.
Yeah, like they're gladiators going at it. You know what I mean? Like those shots of Stabler when the defender's barreling down on him, Jeff, and he's just standing in the pocket, and like this is not the modern day NFL where you got he can only take so many steps, and you know what I mean, whatever before you get hit, whatever. That guy could go and light Stabler the fuck up, and there's not going to be a flag.
Right.
So in those days, to stand in the pocket, which I mentioned during the video, that Minnesota defense was one of the nastiest front fours. The fearsome foursome or the purple people eaters? I can't remember what they were called. Maybe the purple people eaters was their whole thing, and the fearsome foursome, I think that's right, or was that the Rams? Whatever it was. That front four was one of the nastiest in history. So with Alan Page and Jim Marshall, so it would be like in modern day comparison. So playing the Texans,
sure,
right? You've got the two guys for the Texans, the two defensive ends. Shame on Danielle Hunter,
yes,
and guy at Alabama, Campbell.
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah, okay.
Yes,
anyway,
yes.
It would be like the equivalent of having those two guys. When you saw those guys play in the playoffs, they were nasty, right? And that's modern day NFL. That's the same equivalent in 1970, then 7, when that game was being played. And so to have a guy like Stabler stand in the pocket amongst that and deliver strike after strike to Casper and to Freddie, so badass, dude.
Yeah, so incredible, man. What stuck out to me was that, like, it really was like a full team victory. Like, you see obviously Freddie, in the mix, and Casper, but then you look in the backfield and you got Clarence Davis, you got Pete Banaszak, and you've got Mark Van Egan, all contributing on the ball right there. All punching it in for end zone or for touchdowns and all that stuff. Like, that was so incredible. And then the defense, you see Phil Villapiano almost at every single play. You've got obviously Tatum, doing his thing and knocking helmets off and all that, but George Atkinson clotheslining people and, all that stuff. And then of course, Willie Brown, not only the, old man Willie, pick six, the famous play, but like he's in the mix, cracking skulls, doing all that stuff, man. It really was like there wasn't one person that you stood out. I mean, I'm sure back in 1977 when that game happened, like how hard was it for them to pick a MVP? You know what I mean? Like, we're so glad that Fred got that, but like it could have gone to like 8 different guys.
Stabler.
100%.
Stabler. He's the one distributing the rock.
Yes.
But like, you know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah, Casper would have been.
Clarence Davis, running all over the friggin' field, man. Yeah. I mean, that one after Ray Guy gets his block punt, or a punt blocked, and then, the defense holds up, but then, like, we're stuck on, like, the 3-yard line, and Clarence Davis breaks one off for 35.
Yeah.
And you're like, holy cow, like, that changed the dynamic of the entire game.
100%.
And there's not a lot of business decisions. I know I don't want to make it seem like, but they were out for blood. Like, they were going to win that game regardless, whatever it took. And I know you can't compare, and I appreciate player safety and all of that.
Absolutely,
don't get me
sure.
wrong. Like, I'm not saying like they should be clotheslining everybody, but yeah, it just felt like they were more cohesive. They were a team.
Yes.
It was a team effort, and it wasn't just one man trying to get the glory. It was the team.
Well, and 100% because those guys played together. And that's the difference in that day of the NFL too, that like the Soul Patrol collectively and different, there's a couple of years in there with various formations of it, but basically they were together for 9 years.
Yeah.
You had 4 guys together for like basically 7, but loosely 9, that they were all there together. And it's like, when you look at that, like you will never see that again. And so I think that's where like this thing meant so much to them, because when you watch that highlight reel, there's not a weak spot. You have a Hall of Fame tight end, a Hall of Fame wide receiver, a Hall of Fame quarterback, a Hall of Fame offensive line, right? Defensively, you have Hall of Famers in the secondary. Like, there wasn't Hall of Famers on the defensive line, but John Matuzak and Otis Sistrunk and those guys, they were nasty.
Yeah.
Phil Villapiano's not in the Hall of Fame, but him and Monty Johnson at linebacker were nasty. Like, there was not a weakness, an overriding weakness on that football team, man. And and they would have won more if it weren't for the damn Steelers and the Dolphins back then being so freaking good. You had a team that literally went undefeated, the only one that's ever done it in the history of the game. You had another team that won 4 Super Bowls in 6 years. That was the Raiders' direct competition. Yeah. And that's who they had to go through every single year. So for all those guys to be together for that long, finally get over the hump, you're right. They were not going to lose to the goddamn Minnesota Vikings after going through the Steelers and everybody else that they had to go through to get there.
Exactly.
So it just meant so much to those guys. And I'm with you. Like, I don't know if we'll ever, and I'm not lamenting it necessarily. I don't want it to come across like that. But I don't think we'll ever see that again, because you just don't in the days of free agency and whatnot. And, you know, and I'm a capitalist at heart. Guys, go do what you're going to do. Like, knock yourselves out, man. I get it. It's the way the game is, and you're going to play the game and the way it's constructed. But that said, we'll never see a team that's together for that long and then finally be able to hit that pinnacle of accomplishment of winning a championship. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, you're exactly right, man. Yeah, you'll never see that, because the way that, you know, free agency works and stuff now and all that, people, I mean, I feel like back in those, and don't get me wrong, I'm not discouraging any of the people in the NFL today to go get your bag, but I feel like football back in those days was a little more pride and a little less money. You know, these guys
had side jobs.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, 100%.
They worked in the offseason.
These guys, and it means a lot to a lot of these guys and stuff like that. I'm not saying that, but like, I feel like it meant maybe just a little bit more to some of these guys back in the old days. I mean, like you said, I mean, you'd never see that in today's NFL, a freaking core of your defense or any position group, like, stick around that long and have that gel I mean, like, you even think of, like, I'm trying to think of, like, the most recent will be like what, like the Legion of Boom or whatever, like back in but like, I feel like they were together for what, 4 or 5 years and whatever. And then they all went and got paid elsewhere or retired or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I think Cam Chancellor retired, but you know, Sherman went to the Niners, and
Ryan Browner came to us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Came to the Raiders.
Yeah, 100%.
You know?
100%.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think of like some groups that have been together. I mean, when you look at like that, the Eagles offensive line, those guys, Lane Johnson and Kelsey and all those guys,
Sure.
like, they were together for a long time. So there is some versions of that. You know, when you look at like right now, wide receiver duos, like one of the best in the league is T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, right? Yeah. And they're both signed to long-term deals and have already been played. So those guys, their careers will be synonymous with one another, but that's only because the Bengals chose to freaking, like, T. Higgins was this close to playing for another football team. So, like, you know what I mean? Like, it was frankly pretty rare that you would keep 2 super high profile guys like that, you know, in this day and age. So yeah, I think we can see different, much like a lot of the things we talk about the Raiders and the NFL, Michelle, is that, like, we'll see some versions of it, but it's never going to be that. And that's okay. Yeah. It's fine. But I do enjoy kind of reliving and go back and watching that.
Yeah. It's good to know that we have that to look back on, because a lot of teams don't have something that they can look, that's like was a dynasty of sort. You know, right. We can look back on that. And there is like a bittersweetness to it, because you can never go back, but that's life in general. Like, I mean, looking back anytime, you're just like, oh man, we should have I was 1 when that game was, you know, so I don't know that I remembered any of it. Yeah. But it's just like, yeah, it's good to know that we can look back, but at the same time, how do you take that and fit it into the current day NFL, and which is what every team is trying to do. So it's good to see that maybe the Raiders are in the position to maybe make a run for the next few years, make something happen. So it is exciting, but it is bittersweet
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, Michelle, that's why you're a pro. That's a segue is what we call it in the business, because we are going to talk about the modern day Raiders. We around here, we like to say that we don't talk about the Raiders we talk about the Raiders that are, not the Raiders that aren't. So we're not going to get into the speculation game. We're not going to do that, but there's some stuff. There's some stuff that came out this week during Super Bowl week. So podcast dad has to go to the bathroom there. So why don't you hit a couple of breaks there, Swag Jeff, and then I'll be back.
Actually, that's not a bad idea.
Las Vegas, a city without a pro football team, in a world gone mad. What can we do about it? Acquire the most desired franchise in sports history? Sin City, lost wages, home of the Elvis weddings, and 24-hour debauchery. But finally, a match made in heaven. The Oakland Raiders have landed in the desert with the Death Star as their home. And to celebrate beyond your imagination has come 3 individuals hosting the most irreverent show while paying homage to the storied history of this franchise. Raiders Fan Radio with Murf, Swaggy J, and Michelle, taking a lighter side journey into the dark side.
Nobody enjoyed a good Donnybrook more than 6th-year linebacker Phil Villapiano.
This is Phil Villapiano, and you're listening to Raiders Fan Radio.
Hey, this is Pete Koch, former Los Angeles Raiders. Yeah, back in the old days, baby. And you're listening to Murf and Uncle Mosh, who happens to have the same hair as me. Check it out, Raiders Fan Radio.
Martin said, hey, Swag, they abandoned you. Yeah. Yeah, that's all good. I got all the buttons over here. I'm good.
You got all the buttons. And, over here started off drinking a bunch of coffee and then had a morning beer and a half. And I'm like, oh, boy.
Here we go.
I gotta go to the bathroom. Usually I don't have to go to the bathroom during the show.
There you go.
Yeah, you're drinking morning beer. That's what happens, I guess.
Man.
Yeah, absolutely. So anyways, appreciate you, Raider Nation, for hanging in here with us as we're doing our rewatch. Swag, Jeff, or Michelle, shout out the chat room, and then I'm going to get our little videos here.
Absolutely, man. We got Matthew Mangus in the building.
What's up, Matthew?
Yeah, man. Yeah, we got Martin in there, Gladiator Raider, James Farrell, Wendora is in there. Let's see who else is in there. Yo Wardo is in there. Tresslord is in there. Yoshi is in there. Let's see. Darren Van Kuren is in there. Ron the Materator. Tennessee Raider, or maybe Tennessee Raider Man. TN Raider Man is in there. Silver and Fax is in there.
Oh, man, we got everybody.
Hooligan. Yeah, man, we got everyone in there.
Oh, what's up, man? Appreciate all of those of you joining us for this episode of Raiders Fan Radio. All right, we're going to do some sound bites here. So let's first kick it off with, hopefully, our new quarterback upcoming. And, gosh, I swear, this is like 3 times now lately I've featured something with Colin Cowherd.
I know.
And I feel like every time I'm like, well, I don't like this guy. I don't usually feature him. But when you're right, you're right. The guy, he's not growing on me yet, but some good points are being made. So anyways,
he's not hating on us.
He's not hating on us.
Yeah.
He's not hating on us. All right, so here we go. He's got Fernando Mendoza on. And shout out Fernando Mendoza and his 3/4 zip Planet Fitness pullover there. Huh?
No doubt.
I'm telling you, dude knows how to bring it to Radio Row.
Listen, you're going to go to the Raiders. We can project that. I'm projecting you're going to go number 1.
As he crosses his fingers.
You will lose some games. It's a great division. And when I watched you against Miami, they were running some zone, some man-to-man. It was a very smart defense, and they were really physical. And I honestly felt, Fernando, I'm like, he's kind of getting a glimpse of the NFL. Like, Miami's got professional-level athletes. Take me back to that Miami game, because you were so good on big downs. Was that the most professional feeling? I mean, Ohio State's obviously great, but when you played Miami, honestly, it felt, I said this, I'd never watched the college game that I thought felt like a little bit of a pro game. When you were in that game, did it take you to a place? Did you think at any point, this is the best personnel I've ever faced?
Honestly, I think pound for pound, Ohio State had the best personnel. But what Miami made an NFL game is the edges they had. They have 2 first-round picks on the edge. And that's how it is in the NFL. You want to stay in front of the sticks. You want to be efficient so you don't get in the long third downs, because they have Jason Taylor as a D-line coach, and they're doing all different NFL stunts, all these different disguises. So you want to stay ahead of the sticks, and Miami had an extremely physical defense. And with the NFL, like we talked about, the margins are so small. And it's going to be a dogfight every single week. And when it seems like you're up by a lot, you're not really, because then it comes back to equalize. And I think the Miami game was great experience because you're going to get roughed up. So what? Cry about it. But you're going to need to be able to deliver in the big moments. Like I say, money down, third down, and even more than that, fourth down.
I love that, man. So so he's going up against Ruben Bain, Akeem Mesidor for that Miami defensive line. And look what we were just talking about, right? With the way that the Texans defensive ends are, and the way that they were back in the old days with the defensive line of the Minnesota Vikings. And we talk about the toughness of Kenny Stabler and being willing to stay in there and stay in the pocket. He knew he was going to get roughed up. It didn't matter. And here's exactly what Fernando Mendoza is saying, that exact same sentiment. I'm so glad I didn't even hear that clip all the way through. I'm so glad that's what he said, because that's the kind of toughness that we're looking for. That's the kind of thing we want to see. We don't want to see happy feet. We want to have somebody back there that knows that, hey, look, I'm going to take a shot here, but I'm going to deliver the ball downfield to my guys and give them an opportunity to make a play. And it's all right. I know I'm going to get it. And so the thing, and Colin brought up there, Jeff, was a very good point, is that he talked about how good Fernando Mendoza is on big downs. And I think that that's something that is commonly underrated by a lot of us fans that were only casually watching Fernando Mendoza this year. I felt like I got hip to him early enough, and it was that Penn State game when I started watching Indiana, because I'm like, okay, because I knew we needed a quarterback by that point. And so I'm like, all right, well, who's going to be out there? And his name came up, and I'm like, all right, let me watch this kid. And he freaking, just like what Colin said there, on the big downs, he was good. Again, what was Kenny Stabler? Kenny Stabler wasn't always great, but he was great when he had to be. He was clutch. And give us that guy, the guy that's got toughness, the guy that's 6'5", is a smart kid, and he's good when he has to be. Obviously they're going to draft him, because there's no way that freaking Clint Kubiak is coming to this football team to coach Geno Smith and Aiden O'Connell. That ain't gonna happen.
100%.
So we're drafting this kid. So I think it's inarguable at this point. That said, those are some of the reasons why.
Yeah, no, 100%, man. You look at, I can't remember. It may have been the Penn State game where Fernando threw that ball. It was like the last play of the game, and he hits the guy in the back of the end zone. The guy gets down and barely taps it or whatever.
Gosh, that was a gorgeous play.
I can't remember, but like that guy threw it to where Fernando threw it to where only his receiver could get the ball. You look at the national championship game, you see multiple instances of that, of him being clutch when he had to be. Not only the clutch moments where, of course, the magnificent play where he runs into the end zone, dives in, risks his body and all that stuff, but even like he was talking about those edge guys from Miami that were beating the shit out of him the entire, at least the first half of the game. Where you see in Mendoza peeling himself up off the turf with bloody bloody lip and all that stuff. But he said, "So what? Cry about it. Get up." You know what I mean? Like, this dude is tough as nails, and he's clutch. He's coming in a clutch play. Like, you see all these plays, for them to close out the game in that national championship game. They didn't score on that last drive, but they milked that clock down. I mean, it was like 3rd and 15, and he's finding Surratt, or he's finding that number 80 kid, on the sideline and stuff like that. Like, that dude knows when he has to turn it on.
Absolutely. And, Michelle, there's the physicality and the presence of, again, I mentioned he's 6'5", he's what, 230 or whatever. I don't know what weight he is, but he's a big dude, right? And so when you talk about like the physicality of it and his throwing ability, and like some people are like want to knock some of his deep ball, I'm like, listen, man, you look at college football and he's throwing deep out routes from the opposite hash. And in college, the hash is further out than it is in the NFL. He's got all of a pro arm. Like there's not anything from the mentality, the headspace, the physicality, the throwing ability. He can spin it. Like, I'm like, what's there? There is no detractors at this point. Is there? Is there any in your mind?
No. And we saw him make incredible throws. And I think to speak about the clutch, that like, I think that is one of the most important characteristics, because when I remember watching that Indiana game, and he made so many decisions that he raised himself to a level. What's the point of having a quarterback that crumbles when you really need him? Like, who cares if they break records and they have stats that are so great? Like, I want my quarterback to rise to a level when it's clutch and take the ball himself and run it in and bang pinball into people. Like, you want someone who's going to make that decision in that 1 second moment. You know, what am I going to do here? Instead of having quarterback that doesn't make those decisions, that just sort of crumbles in the.
Well, you said business
clutch.
decisions earlier.
Yeah.
Like, you're using that term. And I think that he had a business decision to make right there.
Right.
He knew he was going to get the shit kicked out of him on that play and didn't care.
No, he wanted that touch and he got it. And that's who you want.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, and I love that. I love that you brought that up, Michelle, about stats and stuff like that. I feel like Fernando's a kid that he doesn't really give a shit about the stats, like how many yards he's going to throw and all that stuff. You know, not to compare the two, obviously, but like, you look at great players that are great when they have to be, but you look at the stat line. Look at Kenny Stabler. He had more interceptions than he did touchdowns in his career. You know what I mean? Like, you know, but Kenny Stabler's a Hall of Famer, and he has, and you know,
he was a league MVP.
He conducted all these amazing, you know, from the Holy Roller to the Sea of Hands to all these famous, you know, worldwide known plays, you know, but he wasn't always great. You know what I mean? So like, but he was clutch when he needed to be clutch. And I feel like that's what we're getting out of number 15.
Yeah, 100%. I agree, man. I agree. And
Damn it, y'all.
This is not, listen, we are not.
Hell yeah.
This is not.
Damn it. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I'm telling you, that's what I'm saying. I'm not negative on this thing. I am entirely positive about. Okay, let's agree on this. Okay, let's see if we can find some ground here. Okay,
talk me down.
Okay, yeah.
No, don't listen to me, Michelle. Don't listen to me.
Well, I said at the top of the show, none of these things have happened yet.
Okay.
So remember, the Raiders can pull the rug out from under us. Okay,
but you said that there's no way they don't draft this guy.
Yes, 100%. There is no way, and so being that that's the case. Because Kubiak, so let's follow the tea leaves.
Okay.
Kubiak is going to be the coach because John Schneider told us that already. We know that that's going to be a done deal. We're going to find out this next week. Give it 48 hours and you're going to have a new head coach, okay? Maybe 72, okay? But it's going to happen very soon. So that's going to happen. He's not going to an organization that doesn't have quarterback figured out. There is zero uncertainty with the Raiders' ability to draft said quarterback because they have the number 1 overall pick.
You're not talking me down.
So they don't have to, hold on, I'll get there.
Okay.
So they don't have to leapfrog anybody. They don't have to worry about trading. They don't have to strategize. They don't have to do anything. All they got to do is make a decision, okay? So that's going to happen.
Okay.
Before they draft him, offensive line has to get acquired in free agency because you got to protect that kid, right?
Yes.
Right.
You got to protect him. And you've got to give your defense the ability to get off the field on third down, right? To then help your quarterback. You've got to, it's all like, right? It all works together. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the formula. When that formula happens and all those things come together and Max Crosby is either under an extension or demonstrates a healthy knee and is suited up in silver and black, or he gets traded and we acquire some new players with the draft capital once that gets settled, once all that stuff gets done, then I'm going to come into this thing encouraged by what we're going to see, encouraged by what the Raiders are going to do, what they can be, but I'm not going to expect them to win 10 games or 9 or 8. I'm going to have the expectation that we're going to see a solid roster, a committed plan, and building blocks for the football team. That's what I'm hoping for. So it's not like, I'm not going to be like, what I'm not going to do is come in here and be like, when we do our schedule prediction, we're 12-5. You know what I mean? Like those days are long over. But that's what I'm saying, Michelle.
No,
like
okay,
that's
I
where
feel you.
like
that you're right. You're right.
there's a lot of
Thank you.
good that's if ever the dominoes fall and cascade like everything should, like everything's been cascading for us already. So we're in the middle of it now. So as long as it keeps cascading in that direction, then fine. But until we see it,
Okay. You know what?
Is that
You're
fair?
right. That's fair. Yes. You're right. You're right. Okay.
No, I'm with you. No, I am with you.
Jesus, I've seen what you've done for others, and I want that for me. But Jesus hadn't done it yet.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
I have faith
you're
he
right,
will.
You're right.
I have faith he will.
Oh, he will. He will on his time.
But it's on. There you go.
On his time. And and I'm fired up.
I'm going to make this about church in a minute too.
No, it is Sunday.
It is Sunday.
It is Sunday.
Oh, Sunday
yeah,
morning.
no, 100%. But no, I'm with what you're saying. I'm picking up what you're putting down. But but like I feel like the writing is on the wall and all these things. And like this is the first time
It should be
100%. Like I feel like there's more hope now, even though we may not see the victories out of the gate. But like I see the plan. I see the things happening. I see Clint Kubiak coming in, being the latest offensive, juggernaut.
He's a genius, dude.
He's a freaking genius, dude. Like, I mean, I feel like, Ben Johnson was that a year or two ago, and this is he's in the same league as him. And so, and then obviously we see Fernando, like he's gonna don the silver and black. There's no doubt about it. And I feel like if knuckleheads in a freaking basement in Middle Tennessee can see that, like, okay, well, now we need to build the offensive line. Now we need to give the defense a little bit more.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's okay. You see all these things. Like, what can you not be excited about? Like, the only tempered expectation I have is that we probably won't go 13-4 next offseason. We might. We might. We might.
There he goes. He's already there.
I don't imagine that it will happen, but it happens to somebody. It happens to somebody. It happens every single time when you get a regime change, when you get a spark. And we're going to have not just one spark, but two. We've got a new innovative head coach. We've got a new quarterback coming in. And I feel like, who was it last? I mean, the Jaguars came out of freaking nowhere. The Patriots storm up and do their, do their thing. The year
Texans.
prior, the Texans, the year prior, you got the Commanders and all that. Like, why not
I have a question.
us?
Okay.
You both just called Kubiak a offensive or a genius. You both called him a genius. Is Josh McDaniels not a genius too? Like that I've heard. What's different? What do you suppose will be different about Kubiak's moving to a head coach?
Can I answer that just in one word?
Sure.
Leadership.
Okay.
To me, that's the answer. Because, you've seen McDaniels fall on his face a couple different times when he has to be the guy to lead the ship.
Mm-hmm.
He is a hell of an offensive coach.
Yeah.
I mean, clearly he was the assistant coach of the year or whatever in the AP honors night or whatever. Good for him. Fuck him. But good for him. You know what I mean? But like some people know how to lead men and some people don't.
Like Vrabel.
And like a Vrabes.
So you match him up with Vrabes and it's
okay.
perfect.
Okay.
There
okay.
you go. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Where you hear, and and I'm not a Seahawks fan. I'm not, so I don't see the day-to-day, but you hear from former players, you hear from Derek. I'm sure we're going to hear about him. And just
right now,
but like he's a leader. He's a leader. He knows how to lead men.
But he's not a rah-rah.
He's not.
And Vrabel's not a rah-rah either, but Vrabel is very charismatic, right? And that's one thing I love about Vrabel. He's funny as shit.
Yeah.
He's funny, he's charismatic, he's innovative. Like the things his approach to leadership and his approach to coaching is very different. Now, we don't know what we're going to get in terms of that with Kubiak because we haven't seen it yet, but we know his demeanor.
Right.
And we've heard about that is that he's a silent killer. Like he's not a rah-rah kind of guy, but he is going to be very demanding and very decisive in his approach. And so going back to the quote genius thing of it, let's listen to the Carr brothers here.
Okay.
And they kind of break down the scheme and the idea of kind of what Kubiak is going to be bringing as the X's nose approach.
What's going to be the Clint message when he gets to Vegas, and how are they going to receive him? Do you think? You know guys that are still there.
They're gonna look at Clint is very stoic. The tone, I would say the volume of his voice isn't gonna change. He's right here. But it's gonna be very clear. We're gonna go out to practice, and when we come back in, he's gonna say, you gotta be quicker. This ball should be gone. You gotta get your depth. You gotta sell this a little more. This is a great route. Guys, watch this right guard right here. Guys, this is awesome.
You're a professional football player. You're there for that.
This is perfect right here. And you want to know why Clint is the best? If the Raiders get him, it's the best hire. Okay, if they let him just cook, all right, and get him people that match his scheme, a lot of these coaches, Coach McDonald from the Seahawks talked about this. Okay, not to go on a tangent, but he was like, I don't really respect guys when they just steal plays and they try and run them against it. Yes, everyone has beaters. Okay, I see your coverage. Okay, you didn't do well. Let's see if you cover it this week. Okay, but Clint Kubiak has a scheme that they believe in, that they are running no matter what. And here it comes in, this culture in this scheme, that this is who we are. It is so abundantly clear who you are as an offense when you're in a room with him.
Love it.
You know the standard. You know exactly what's asked of you. And if you're not doing it, he tells you, and then you're gone. Like literally.
As the Lord intended.
That's it.
That's right.
And he's just honest.
So NFL football should be.
And when it comes to defense, he's going to he'll lean on his defense coordinator, but he's going to say, guys, if we want to win defensively, A, B, and C, this is acceptable, this is unacceptable. And he'll hold them accountable based on what the coach is telling him. But he's not going to go over there and, you guys got to do this and this and this. He's going to let them cook. Because he's like, I'm trying to cook my offense.
Right.
But
love it.
The most important part of it is some of these coaches get jobs because they're with good coaches or they're this or that. And then they just steal things that they've liked in it. But it's like, where does it start? And so for them, it starts in the outside zone. Everything else is built off of that. You look at the LA Rams, what's it built off right now? It's built off duo.
Yeah.
Everything is off duo. The blocks, the play actions, the nakeds, the screens. Everything's off duo. Boom. NFC Championship. Kyle Shanahan, outside zone and a run game. Boots, play action, seams, right? These guys that have systems that's like, this is who we are. This is what we believe in. And we build everything off this one play. Those are the guys I think end up having the most success or a chance at success.
Right.
All right, good stuff there from the Carr brothers, man. Appreciate that breakdown of Derek. Derek's such a cerebral guy, man. Hearing him break that idea. There's a couple of things in there. I'm going to throw one side of it to you and one side to Michelle. So start with you, Jeff. So one of the things that Derek was talking about there is that we know the NFL is a copycat league, right? And so look at what the tush push is right now, right? Look at how many other teams have started to adopt their versions of the tush push or whatever. It's a copycat league. But what Derek's talking about there is that where does it start? And to me, when you look at the Clint Kubiak offense and you look at just a single play like that Jackson Smith and Jigba play where he puts JSN in the backfield, he's got a mismatch on a linebacker, confuses the safety, and then ends up wide open in the end zone on this funky wheel route thing. When you heard the guys on Bussin' talk about that play, you and I listened to them break that thing down for 10 minutes. Right?
Fantastic, yeah.
And when they broke that thing, the common theme that came up from not only Will and Taylor, but from Clay also, and Delaney, was that you can't guard this play unless you've seen it. So when you bring innovation to the NFL, there are plays that you can confuse the shit out of the defense instead of copying what somebody else had done.
Right.
Derek says there, where does it start? To have that level of a coach?
Yeah.
To somebody that's innovative?
Yep.
When was the last time we've seen that? Because, even McDaniels, even though he was a, quote, genius, and John had his whole thing, John's thing was all based on Bill Walsh's West Coast offense.
100%.
The things that we're seeing is, and Derek just mentioned that zone run, this is brand new things and concepts, and I can't wait to see what it looks like tonight. These new concepts and these things he's doing, that's badass, bro.
100%. Yeah. Could you say that we haven't seen someone inventing and invigorating an offense since what? Tom Flores? You know what I mean? John.
No, because you got Bill Walsh, you got Andy Reid, you got those guys in that
I'm saying for us.
Oh, for us.
That's what I'm saying. I thought that's what the question was.
Oh, no. I was just talking about this, like the innovation period, frankly. In the
league, then you've got some of those
but
minds
even
like
those
what
are
you just
rare.
mentioned. Yeah, but yeah,
We're
no,
talking
it's
about Hall of
extremely rare.
Famers here.
You
So,
know,
you know
I
what
mean,
I'm saying?
yes. I mean, last year, I feel like Ben Johnson was that guy last year where, we saw people do,
That's
but
fair.
I mean,
Cohen, maybe.
Sure, but Kubiak is the next line of this guy. I mean, and yeah, he's a part of the Shanahan tree, I guess a little bit, but like he's not just copying what Shanahan did or does, or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Like he's creating his own thing. So yeah, so when you can have someone innovating an offense and having other people do it, and then just in time for him to change it and do something different, like I feel like this is going to be a forever changing offense. Like, yes, it may be based in a certain package, like Derek was saying or whatever. But like he can change looks and line up and then do something completely different on a dime. And so, yes, I mean, that's how fun is that?
Yeah, absolutely. And to answer your question, I think off the top of my head, I would say Gruden 1.0. That was pretty inventive, even though he took a lot of that stuff. I mentioned it came from Bill Walsh and it came from Mike Holmgren. Like it came from a lot of great coaches, but Gruden was the young, fresh offensive mind, and he was confusing the shit out of people with his offense, you know?
Right.
So I would give Gruden credit there, but I would say that's definitely by far, that's the last time we've seen that. The other thing I want to bring up and ask you, Michelle, Derek's talking about how even keeled Clint Kubiak is in there. We talk about Mike Vrabel a little bit and about like how, what a good leader he is, but he's not necessarily a rah guy. And as Derek was commenting on that, David said, if you're a professional football player, you eat this stuff up. Yeah. And I think that's something important for us as fans to remember, is that as much as Gruden is a great soundbite, as much as Madden was a great soundbite, as much as we love that the boisterous, big personalities, it's great being a show producer. Like I get to clip from the press conferences and it makes it great for me. Clint Kubiak is going to give some boring ass press conferences. But I think it's important for us to remember as fans, these guys are professional athletes. Emotion is fleeting. I don't think it's a necessary component to bring into the locker room to like, let's get him, boy. Like, knock on wood if you're with me. Like, that doesn't have to be all that, because the guys are going to motivate themselves. Because as I mentioned, they're professional athletes. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's what the captains are for. And I think when you have a coach that is even killed like that, it establishes a stability and then a trust in your coach that he's got it covered and he doesn't need any extra, unless, you can tell when it's someone's personality. Like John Gruden, that's his personality. But when you have somebody that is even killed, it does then translate to you a little bit where you can sort of relax and go to your baseline and feel that you trust that your coach knows what he's doing and there's a stability there. Yeah, I think that's, I won't say it's an important thing to have, but I think it's helpful when emotions are so high and there's a lot of things going on and you're getting yelled at and whatever, but I think that helps establish that calmness in you. It kind of translates to the players.
Yeah. I would agree. Yeah, and I'm looking forward to see him in action. And again, it's not because we're going to be getting a bunch of great sound bites and all this big, whatever from Kubiak. But give me the guy that's, again, the silent killer, the quiet, cerebral guy. You mentioned let the captains be the ones that fire up the team. Leave that to Max Crosby to get the boys riled up on game day.
There you go.
You know what I mean? And so speaking of Max, I got one more we're gonna talk about here because this is another big story that came out of Super Bowl week. And so Max was doing some radio interviews. I love that Max was doing it from the facility, and he was doing it in Raider gear,
decked out in Raider gear,
and it's pretty cool. And so here he is with Dan Dakic, and is it Dan Dakic or Dakic? I don't know, whatever. He's buddies with Pat McAfee. But anyways, so here he is with Dan. And they're talking about some of the reports about Max in what he's, the talk around him being traded, yada, yada. You guys know that story.
How does a guy like Jay Glazer come out and say you're not playing with Oakland anymore? Where does this come from?
Shout out Oakland.
This is the thing, and I just talked about this with Colin. In the past, I've talked about my situation and, I want this, I want this coach and I want this and I want these players to be with me. But I realized, there's only so much that I can handle and take care of. And in my position, I'm trying to be the best in the world at what I do, and that's be the best leader, best defensive end in the National Football League. And my job is not to be the GM. It's not to be who hires the coach. And I've learned my lessons in the past. Trying to be too vocal, that's not my job. And nowadays, and especially the last year and a half, I've been very quiet. I didn't sit there and say, we need to hire this guy, we need to do this. I put trust into the people that make those decisions, because ultimately that's what they got to do. That's why they're paid to do that job. So I've been quiet and focused on my rehab and being with my girls and doing what I need to do. And now I have people that want to speak for me and be my PR reps, and I haven't told them one thing. So people can say whatever they want. It's unfortunate because then it gets back on me, and then I hear, people, oh, what is he doing here? What is he doing that? This is what Max said. This is what he said. Da 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 da. And it's like a lot of back and forth. And ultimately, I can't control what I don't say. I know what I do every day. That's focus on my rehab, be the first one in the building. I lead by my actions. You know what I mean? Actions are everything to me.
Michelle, that alone completely blows out of the water any of that Jay Glazer shit that we were just talking about last week. I trust that whether that was confidants, advisors, the team itself, whatever, Max learned his lesson.
Yeah.
He learned not to stick his neck out there and to get involved in shit that he doesn't need to wear. I love that idea that he's very businesslike in approach to the things that he has control over, not the extraneous things that are going on outside of his sphere. And so I love that approach from him. And I love that he clarified it right there. He said, I'm not saying anything to anybody. So if whoever wants to come up with an opinion about it's not coming from him.
Yeah,
right?
Twice in that he said something along the lines of what I don't say or what I didn't say, which tells me he felt like someone was putting words in his mouth. And none of us know what he's thinking, but it does feel like he realizes that he can only control what he can control. I don't think he owes anybody anything. I don't think he had to come out and be like, I did not say, I don't think he doesn't have to do that. Let this play out the way it plays out. I think a lot of people have turned on him and are like, fuck, we don't need him then anyway, whatever. And it's like, okay. And then when he stays, then are you going to delete all that? Just calm down. Yep. Let this play out. If he goes, we've been here, and if he stays, great. Support him while he's here. He's still here. He's a Raider. So why it just is
still under contract?
Yeah,
people
turn so quick. It's weird. Yeah, but I think he's learned his lesson. He realized, let me just be quiet. Let me just do my rehab, worry about my family, and then let's get to this fucking win.
That's the move.
Yeah.
Jeff, it came out this morning that he had a meniscus repair, not a meniscus trim. So his recovery is going to be longer than what it was originally expected, which leads me to so the Raiders did shut him down at an appropriate time and probably should have shut him down even sooner because now that's lingering into, frankly, his value going into this offseason is that you don't see players with high profile injuries get traded very often. So it definitely dinged that trade value, but that also might say to us, and again, I'm just trying to read the tea leaves here and understand it, not speculate, but just to see what does the evidence tell us. Well, if the Raiders were interested in trading him, they would have shut him down way, way earlier. He wouldn't have gone in for this meniscus repair that's going to linger and impact his value to moved and all that. So it kind of tells me that it's like the Raiders are going like, is he going to be good for the season? Is he going to be good for training camp? All right, then we're good. So I don't think he's going to go anywhere. And I've brought it up numerous times on this show and had plenty of going all the way back months ago. I was bringing this shit up like, oh, well, maybe they'll trade him. We're texting sources.
Yeah.
Going like, hey, is this going to be a thing? You know what I mean? Like it was on our radar. And so, but I think at some point it surely was on their radar. But at this point, I'm convinced this is all bullshit speculation.
It's all speculation.
I don't think Max is going anywhere. And I'm glad.
It's all speculation, man. And I mean, you heard it from the man himself. He's quiet ever since he kind of really stuck his neck out for AP and all that. Like he's going to be quiet now and all that stuff. But I feel like if there is something that he does need to say, he'll say it. We'll wait for him to say it. We don't need to listen to fucking Jay Glazer or any of that kind of stuff. We'll wait for Max to come out and say something. And all we've heard out of Max is, I want to be a Raider. I'm here. I'm at the facility. I'm first one here, last one to leave, whatever. Like, I'm here. And, he's done in Raider stuff in the facility and all that stuff. And all you hear him say is, I want to be a Raider for life. I want to retire a Raider. I'm here. And then you take that information and mix it in with John Spytek, who says, we've had good people walk out of the building.
Come on,
before.
bro.
We've had good people walk out of the building, and we're not going to let that happen again.
Yeah.
When you have a guy like Max Crosby that is more than just an incredible defensive end, when he's the face of the franchise, the guy that epitomizes a Raider more than anyone else, and it's not just us saying that. It's, you hear it in the building as well. Like, this guy is a through and through, true and true Raider. Like, you don't let that guy walk out of the building, And, if he decides that he wants it, we're going to get a freaking bag for him. We're going to get a haul and a half for him. But I don't think that that's ever going to be something that we have to worry about, at least not now, maybe till the end of his career where he finishes it somewhere else. But I don't think that's going to happen either.
I don't think so. And Michelle, I look at okay, here we are, just had all this discussion about where the building blocks are and what we can kind of see this thing forming up and what the expectation. Max has seen it too. Mm-hmm. So if we were running this thing back with Pete and Gino, I can see Max Crosby going, get me the out of here. I don't want to be around I'm not spending the rest of my career with Peepaw and freaking Mr. Interception. I'm not doing it. He's going to watch the Super Bowl tonight. Yeah. He's going to see Clint Kubiak's offense go to work. He's going to know that offensively, the team that he is captained has struggled for a long time. Yeah. And he's going to see that there's on the horizon, a first-round quarterback. He's watched the national championship. Yeah. He's listening to Fernando Mendoza interviews. You know what I'm saying? He sees this stuff. So for him to be like, fuck this, I'm out of it. I don't want to be around here, trade me. I don't see him sitting out training camp going I want an extension or get me out of here. Whatever. I don't see that being the case because he's got to see this stuff forming up too. Don't you think?
I mean, he had to have at some point maybe said those things. We all said a lot of things last season. At the heat of the moment, sure. Maybe he did say, I got to get the fuck out of here. They need to trade. I can't do that. Because he probably thought they're going to run it back with, Gino and Pete. But now, looking at the horizon, it seems like a really weird time to leave. Unless, you're going to whoever's winning the
Detroit
Super Bowl.
or something.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or Dallas, play where he played high school
it just
football.
Seems like a weird time to say, I want off this ride. Because it does feels like they're moving things in the right direction. And he hasn't even met. I'm
so glad you didn't say feels different.
Yeah, it feels like I almost did. But, he hasn't even met the new head coach. He hasn't even met this is such this would be a weird time to leave.
Yes, I agree.
Period.
Agreed. Yeah. No, totally. Well, and you were talking about other teams that he could possibly go to. I can't remember who came out with the report that said Max Crosby wants to play for Mike Vrabel because he told me himself. Yeah, it was during the Pro Bowl when Max Crosby said, "Oh my gosh, how much fun would it be to play with a guy like Mike Vrabel?" Right. You know what I mean? Get out of here. That wasn't him going, well, I want to play for New England. I want to go play for the Titans. You know what I mean? That's freaking trash. Yeah. Get out of here with that shit.
No, I agree. All right, Swag Jeff, hit a break and then let's go to church.
Okay.
Podcasting and YouTube, the final frontier. These are the episodes of Raiders Fan Radio. Its never-ending quest to bring you the adventures of the Las Vegas Raiders. Its mission to raise money for the One Nation Foundation and to win over new fans. To support the takeover of opposing stadiums and to continue its lighter side journey into the dark side.
This is interesting, okay? And I'm not bringing this up to try to sell you an opinion one way or the other, or to convict or to preach or anything like that. But I just popped into my head the other day, and I was like, let's talk about that on the show. I'm just gonna throw it to you guys and see what your input is, and even what the chat is too. So we talk about it all the time. Here is Sunday morning. A lot of folks go to church, and the three of us aren't ashamed to say that we're Christ followers, and that's above all else. And after that, then it's our family titles, and then Raider fans and all that good stuff. And so some of the criticism that has come out, and it used to come out about Derek too, about his faith, and Mendoza is very, very open and very open in his faith. And so, which I admire. And so I think that that's not a bad trait. I don't think it's a necessary trait. I think you can have, I can have a whatever version of a quarterback as long as he's good and as long as he wins. Like, it doesn't matter to me where faith aligns or lack of faith or whatever. That doesn't matter. But I also don't think it should be a detractor either. Okay, so when Mendoza is openly as Catholic as he is, and then so I started looking into a little bit. And did you know John Spytek played at a Catholic high school? Went to a Catholic high school?
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Clint Kubiak, very open in his Christian faith.
Mm-hmm.
Jack Besh, devout Catholic. Ashton Genty describes himself as a Christian disguised as a running back. Brock Bowers says he is a man of Christ and will talk about it. He will talk about it openly with people if they ask what drives him. That he said, he goes, I'll never preach in the locker room, but if somebody asks me, then I'll be open to them. And I'm like, okay, again, these are not prerequisites. I'm not telling you that because these guys are all Christian, it's going to but I think that there's something unique and interesting about it. I don't even know what yet, and so that's why I want to get into the discussion of it and let's go to you first, Michelle, because what do you think? Do you think that has any, and again, this is not an admonishment of any other faith or anything. This is not about that. It's just about a commonality and maybe a commonality of motivation, maybe?
Yeah, honestly, I don't know that I don't want to say it doesn't make a difference, because I guess it probably might maybe speak into their character and their ability to, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think that it's
because Derek would have prayer groups and Bible studies for the guys and all that kind of stuff, and I could see that manifesting too.
And you see guys all the time kneeling and praying together before games and stuff like that. And I think it might, I don't know, add to a bit of, I don't even want to say camaraderie, because if there are people on the team that aren't, don't profess a Christian faith, and I still think they're all on this, on the same team. So I'm not sure it. God, I feel weird saying I don't think it matters one way or the other, but I don't think it matters one way or the other.
Okay, see, that's what I had a hard time wrapping my brain around it too, because I was like, well, this is a thing. Well, what does that mean? It may mean nothing.
Yeah.
I think if those guys can come together as brothers in Christ, then they can also come together as men on the football. And I know that people that aren't of faith or whatever can come together with that as well. I think I'm kind of on the same board as you guys. I love to see it. I love to see it. And, if they share the same beliefs I do, I love that. But when it comes to the end of the day,
it's not like you're not going to root for them if they didn't. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. So anyways, I just thought it was interesting. Yeah. All right. So, somebody shout out the chat room there, and then I think we're done. I think we're ready to go start on the wings and start the cooking and get the frosty adult beverages flowing. And
there you go.
Yeah, heck yeah,
there
man.
You go. You want to shout them out?
That's
Michelle?
why we took you to church first. See, we're here for you, Raider Nation. We take you to church first before you go and divest into.
Before you start cussing at the TV.
That's right. That's right.
You're forgiven. Oh wait, I think that's Catholic, right?
Say a couple Hail Marys. You'll be all right.
Yeah, do a few of those.
I'll go burn some sage over there.
Yeah,
there we go.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get irreverent on this Sunday morning. Okay, I hate that they've made me call out these names and not y'all's real names. Hooligan's in there. Raider Dang Vader's in there. Rick. Justin. Hey, boss. Road Code's in there. I said Rick. Oh, the Daniel Mangus is in there. I feel like we haven't seen Daniel Mangus in a while.
Yeah, the main guy, they're in and out.
Yeah, they're in and out. It's good to see you.
One of them dropped a super chat in there.
Did he?
Earlier, we missed it because it was during the thing. It was a $5 super chat. So thank you for that.
Thank you. Of course, Ron's in there. My 2 cents. John B. Raider. Silver and Fax is in there. Greg. I said John B. Raider, Space Beast. Oh, listen, everybody's in there.
Hey,
Thank y'all for hanging
Running
with
Bear
us.
is in there. We were talking about him the other day. It's
what's
good to
up,
see
Running
Running
Bear?
Bear in
Running
there.
Bear and Tulare.
Yeah, man, absolutely, man. And Justin Marmon also had another super chat that said, after listening to that, I'm ready for some pecans. Go Raiders. With a $10 donation to the One Nation Foundation.
Thank you, Justin. Damn, we made some bank for the One Nation Foundation
we
tonight, huh?
No doubt.
It's so cool.
Heck yeah, man.
man.
Thank you, Raider Nation. We appreciate you all very, very much for joining us for this episode number 404 of Raiders Fan Radio. Have an absolutely blessed Sunday. Enjoy your Super Bowl Sunday. If you partake in frosty adult beverages, please do it safely. And don't freaking drive. Call an Uber. Call a Lyft. Call Swag Jeff. He'll come get you.
Don't call me.
No, do it safe. Do it responsibly. Have a wonderful day with your family. We love you guys so very, very much. Oh, and we're probably going to take some time off. Oh, yeah. We've got a lot of big stuff coming up in March, so we're going to get a little bit of a breather. I'll have some stuff coming out to you this week, just some short stuff. But at RFR proper is probably going to be on vacation for the next couple of weeks. Being that we're done with the Super Bowl, so we'll see you there probably at the very end of February. Just do one last show just to kind of get warmed back up again before we kick off in what do you call it? March.
Yes.
Speaking of Justin, thank you, Justin, for the opportunity, man.
Yes.
Can't wait to get to it, Michelle.
Yeah, listen, y'all enjoy this stress-free game. You don't have to worry about, we'd like to see the Seahawks win because I feel like that will close the chapter. But enjoy your wings and your pizza and your beer and your food. And thanks for hanging with us on Sunday morning.
Absolutely, man. Yeah. Much respect to everyone that's in the building. We shouted you guys out. Thanks. We love you guys so much. Enjoy the day, like everyone said here. And we'll see you in a few weeks, huh? You'll see Murf before that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you'll see me a bunch. I can't take the moneymaker off the screen long.
We know.
Ego is too strong.
We know. Be nice if you shut the fuck up every now and then. That's all right. Hey, on behalf of Murf.
Oh, wait, did I tell you this, Jeff?
No, you didn't. It's okay. On behalf of Murf, on behalf of Michelle, I'm Swag Jeff. You've been listening to Raiders Fan Radio, where we take a lighter side journey into the dark side. Don't forget, boys and girls, what happens in Vegas is starting in Oakland. We love you. Much respect.
Good night, YouTube.
Or morning.
Goodbye.
Or afternoon.
Yeah, whatever it is.